Welcome, everyone. I'm joined here this evening with our study abroad students from Rutgers University in our program, Lifestyles of the Mediterranean. My name is Joanne Hunt, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Department of Kinesiology and Health. I'm just so excited to be here with our new friends from the island of Leros. You have made our welcome very, very warm, as well as our worldwide community that are joining us via YouTube. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you a very important person, not only in my life, but in all of our students' lives, Dr. Labros Sidossis. He is a distinguished professor from the university, Rutgers University in New Jersey, as well as the president of the newly formed Mediterranean Lifestyle Medicine Institute. It is my pleasure to turn this over to Dr. Labros Sidossis.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you very much. And I would like again to thank our mayor and the municipality of Leros for hosting us here and for helping to make this event a reality. So I would like to welcome our students, our 55 students and faculty from Rutgers University in the US. This is part of their course. It's a 2-week course that runs during the last 2 weeks of May every year. It runs mainly through this study abroad program that we have at Rutgers University. We visit Athens, Leros, and other islands or areas of Greece. I would like also to welcome our friends from Leros that they are attending in person, and I would like to thank all of you that you are attending via YouTube. Last count were people from approximately 16 countries that they are attending live via YouTube. This is a very clear slide, as you can see. Clear because you cannot see anything, but trust me when I say that this is Greece and the island of Leros is in this side of Greece. This is Turkey. Just wanted to give you an idea of where Leros is. A small island in the middle of the Mediterranean region, and this is why we chose this island to make it the center and the basis of our new institute, the Mediterranean Lifestyle Medicine Institute. Leros is, like I said, a small island, but very, very interesting. Very, very unique in its position in this region of the world, in this region of the Mediterranean area. And this is why the Italians chose this island for building here one of their most important military bases. But the important thing about Leros and why we are in Leros is because it maintains, it's rare right now in the Mediterranean region to find areas that maintain the traditional way of living. Leros is trying to do that, and all of its inhabitants are part of this effort. They're trying hard to maintain as much as possible the traditional values of this area. And this is why we have chosen the island, and so far we're extremely happy with them working with us in this project. So let me play just for a couple of minutes a nice slide of a nice video of Leros, so you get an idea of where we are right now for you that attending via YouTube. just a few pictures of the island with its unique history of military endeavors. It's an island that it's modern with the airport and connections to mainland Greece through ferry boats. So, just a taste. If you want to see more, if you want to experience more of Leros, you have to come to Leros. So, we invite you all, wherever you are in the world, to come and join us at some point in Leros. So, let's get started then with our discussion for the day. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is part of the course that we're doing for our students at Rutgers University, and we also have the chance to share it with all of you, or also through YouTube. The theme of our discussion today will be the Mediterranean diet and the Mediterranean lifestyle. Is there a difference between those two? What are these terms? We all know the term Mediterranean diet, but what about Mediterranean lifestyle? And what have we learned from the inhabitants of the Greek islands about this Mediterranean lifestyle? So let's hear it from Mr. Nikolakis. Mr. Nikolakis is a 90-year-old from Kassos Island. Kassos is a little north from here. Let's listen to Mr. Nikolakis. For those of you that don't speak Greek, there are subtitles, and I will be helping also to understand him. Let's hear Mr. Nikolakis. How old are you? I'm turning 90.
Δεν κάπως αναδύσεις, ρε παιδί μου, θα φύγεις. Η ζωή είναι προθεσμία. Και ό,τι θα κάνει ο άνθρωπος, η λύση είναι μη. Γελάς. Αρέσει ωραία, αυτό δεν θα. Αρέσει ωραία. Ποτέ να μην παρακαλείς για να μην γελάσεις. Γιατί όποιο θα έχεις δίπλα σου, άσχημα θα περάσει. Καθαρίσματα, επεσήματα, δράμα. Εσύ δώσα τον Θεό να κάνεις. Άπε, εγώ άκουσα τον Θεό, γιατί είμαι ευτυχισμένη. Δεν μου λείπει τίποτα. Δουλεύω εγώ στη δουλειά μου, όσο χρόνο αν είμαι, δεν έχω κανένα μήνυμα. Μία άργησες, μία νωρίς, μία αργά, μία τίποτα. Κάνω ό,τι μπορώ, έχω ακόμα δεν ξέρουμε τίποτα. Έχω παιδιά λεγόνια δεξέμονα. Άμα θα χτυπεί το τέρμα της ζωής, δεν μπορεί να το βοηθήσει. Να σε πάει τα καλά. Ο Θεός βοηθήσει.
Okay, there was Mr. Nikolakis. Mr. Nikolakis told us a few things, a few very important facts about life. Maybe you didn't catch all of them, but in fact I could have finished my talk today about what is the Mediterranean lifestyle and how important this is for our lives. So I could definitely say thank you for your attention and good night. And I would ask you that in this case to just think about what he said and try to figure out why this person is 90 years old. He is on top of this donkey. I'm 58 and I cannot get on this donkey. I will probably, fall down and die. He is working all day long, and he said, I'm happy. And he meant it. He knew why he was happy. But since we have a little more time to waste, let's talk a little bit about this idea. And then we'll listen to Mr. Nikolakis again towards the end. So, Mediterranean diet, Mediterranean lifestyle. let's find out what is the Mediterranean region and where this name is coming from. The Mediterranean region is this area here. It's a very unique area. Unique because it's in the crossroad of 3 continents. Africa in the south, Asia in the east, and the European continent in the north. So all of these continents make this unique area here, which is called the Mediterranean Basin. Unique because 3 continents, geological diversity, unbelievable, amazing geological diversity. Just a small fact, this region here was not always a sea, it was just flat, but then when this little thing here opened several thousand years ago, then this whole thing flooded and became the sea. Okay? And of course, a unique climate. Why? Because you have the very hot winds blowing from here in the south, and then the very cold winds blowing from the north, and all of these mix up here and they make the climate very mild and very tolerable. That's why it's so nice and the humidity is low in general in this area of the world compared, for example, the Gulf of Mexico or other areas of the world. Okay, so we all know the term Mediterranean diet. Mediterranean diet is the dietary pattern adopted in this olive growing area of the Mediterranean region in the late 50s. Why are we calling this area olive growing area? Because in reality, there's no such thing as Mediterranean diet. There are Mediterranean diets. There are many of them around the Mediterranean region, but they have a few common elements. One of the most important ones is the olive oil. The olive oil is the basis of the Mediterranean diet. And why is it the basis? Did these people all these years knew that olive oil is healthy, etc.? No. It's because in this area you grow olive trees grow very easily. This is why the locals were eating those olives and the olive oil, and that's how we have the benefits of the Mediterranean diet, that they are very clear and very well studied. So Mediterranean diet and Mediterranean pyramid is another term that you've all heard. I mean, the students definitely, but the people around the world that are watching this, they had probably heard the term Mediterranean diet pyramid. And what this pyramid is, it just shows you in a nice, picture format what are the main characteristics of the Mediterranean diet. And as you can see here in the basis of pyramid, meaning that you should be consuming that as much as you want during the day or the week, of course, considering the calories that you are taking in. But here we have vegetables, fruits, whole wheat grains, olive oil, beans, nuts, legumes, seeds, herbs, and spices. Okay, for the students here, we've been discussing that the past 5-6 days, that this is in the center of the Mediterranean diet. Then, often, at least twice each week, fish and seafood, which we had today and a couple of days ago. And then, up here, which means even less often, we're talking about poultry, eggs, cheese and yogurt, and meats and sweets. They are on top, meaning that not that often in our diet. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, the Mediterranean diet is very famous for one simple reason, because it has been studied very well, very carefully, even though there's lots to do still, and has been shown that is one of the healthiest dietary paradigms that you can find around the world. It's not the healthiest, it's not the best, but it's among the healthiest and among the best, and that's why very important world organizations have been promoting this diet as a healthy diet. So why is it healthy? Because it improves all of these things. I'm not going to bore you with the details here, but I can tell you that almost any type of disease that you want to prevent and also help treat, you can do it much easier if you're following the Mediterranean diet. However, the evidence over the past 30, 40, 50 years, they had a kind of a problem. You know, when we were studying the Mediterranean diet alone, we could not fully explain this very superior health and longevity of the people in the Mediterranean region. So the people here live longer and healthier lives than almost anywhere else in the world. The question is why, first of all, and secondly, what are they doing so that us that we live in the US or other parts of the world, what is the secret that we can also get from them and follow it so that we also live long and healthy lives? So the Mediterranean diet was the first one. Everybody was hyped about this. Okay, so if we follow the Mediterranean diet, we'll live forever, we'll never die, it will be all happy and everything. However, the data didn't support that. Even if you follow the Mediterranean diet, something else is there that these people have. And that's when scientists started looking at this data in much more detail and much more carefully. And one of the best studies that did that was the Ikaria study. Ikaria, again, this is not very obvious here, but Ikaria is an island, again in the Mediterranean region, in Greece, very close to Leros. Okay, Leros is here where we are, Ikaria is here. You can get there by boat in a couple of hours. So they studied the people of Ikaria to see why these people were living those long and healthy lives. So they went there and they asked them questions. So the questionnaire had everything in there, questions about their history, their ancestors, history of health, what they're eating, what they're drinking, if they're working, if they have family, if they sleep, if they smoke, if they have friends, if they have fun in life, if. Many questionnaires. They also did blood tests and other kinds of medical tests to see how healthy these people were. And what did they find? They found that these people have certain characteristics and they do certain things in their lives. Why do we care what these people do in their lives? Why didn't they come and ask me? Because we know that these people have been living long and healthy lives, or healthier than the average population. So let's find out what they do, and maybe if we do it also, we will live healthy and long lives. So what do they do? What did they find? They found that most of these people do daily physical activity, but not physical activity going to the gym and being stressed to do that because, oh, now it's 5:15, I have to run to the gym, I have to get dressed, and I have to complete my schedule, whatever he gave me, my trainer, and then I have to take a shower, and then I have to run back to pick up the kids, and then I have to go home and cook. Oh, this is stressful, this is not healthy, and this kind of physical activity is not healthy. What these people are doing is what Mr. Nikolakis did. He is 90 years old, and every day he said he takes his donkey, he goes to the fields, and he's working. But How is he working? Does he have to work? Does he have anyone above him to tell him what to do, when to do it, how to do it? No. He is a stress-free worker. He is the boss, but he likes it, and he goes there even when he is 90 years old. And he will keep going there until they find him dead, probably in the fields sometime after 20, 25 years or whatever. Daily physical activity was a very important component. And it's not only Mr. Nikolakis, it's also his wife. Maybe she's not going to the fields, but she is working all day long, waking up in the morning, going to her garden, making bread, making food for the family. All of this is very important physical activity. What else are these people doing? They are having a purpose in life. What is purpose in life? Purpose in life means you wake up in the morning and you say, oh, today I have to do this. Today I will continue pursuing my dream. Today I will make this world a better world. I will make my family a better family. If you wake up in the morning and you have nothing to do, nothing to look forward to, you are going to be unhappy and you will die young and early. So who are these women here in the picture? These women are the grandmothers of Lesbos. Lesbos is another Greek island, north from here, north or south? Anyway, it's near here. Very near Turkey, and many refugees went to Lesbos the past few years. And many of them needed help. So what these women did, they didn't have to do that, but their purpose in life during these very difficult years for Greece and for the refugees was to help the refugees. And for this thing and for doing this great thing, they were nominated to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. They didn't get it, someone else did, but you can tell from that, being nominated to do that, how important their work was. That was the purpose of life. And when they were not doing that, they were helping other people, they were helping people that they were, less fortunate than they were, etc. That was their purpose of life. We don't need to have this kind of purpose, but we need to have a purpose in life. Whatever you want to do. And if this thing that you want to do and you're passionate about it helps also other people other than yourself, that's even better. Maintaining an optimistic attitude towards life. Okay, how would that help you be healthier and living a longer life? Well, it's been shown that it does. In fact, if you get sick, if we have two groups of people that they get sick from the same disease the same time, and one group, they maintain a good attitude about life. They say, yeah, okay, I might die, but I might not also die. I will fight for it, and I will probably make it. The other group says, oh, I'm doomed. There's no way, that's the end of life. I'm crying, I am fighting with my wife, we didn't have a good time. You killed me, you caused this to me, all this. From these two groups, the optimistic group have a better chance, or their chances are better in fighting the disease. Probably surviving, or at least finishing this the disease without too many complications and consequences. The other group is really doomed, not because the disease was worse for them, but because they were not optimistic as the other group. So these people here, for some reason, in Ikaria and other areas around the world, for some reason they are optimistic about life. Are they very rich? Do they have cars and big houses? Do they have lots of money in the bank and and the stock market, which by the way doesn't do very well right now, but anyway, no, they don't. Why are they happy and they have an optimistic attitude towards life? Because they have thought about life. They have thought about the meaning of life. They've seen worse things in their lives, and they know that they're much better. So the prospects are better, even though there are problems, etc., but the prospects are good. And that's why they're happy and optimistic. And that helps them. We know it from other types of studies as well. They are living a simple life. Simple life doesn't have to be a dull life, a life that you don't do anything. You just wake up in the morning, you drink, you eat, you go for you walk a little bit. No, simple life, meaning that you don't really need too much. You're not looking for too much in your life. The philosopher said that there are two ways to have enough in life. One is to work hard and harder to get more and more and more. The other way is to desire less. Desiring less means that you don't need all of these things in order to be happy. Okay? Simpler things are probably okay. Being outside in beautiful Leros, right next to the water, just enjoying a simple meal with your wine or a little bit of tsipuro. That's what else do you need really in life? Do you need to be in this super expensive French restaurant to get those small pieces of food and pay a fortune without really, and then go out and eat a regular meal somewhere else? Why would you do that if you can do something else simpler, which it will feel better? What does simpler life bring also? It brings less stress. Because if you want more and more, and if you choose to try to become affluent or to have enough by just working more and spending more and working even more, that will increase your stress level. Now, it's true that people are born with a specific underlying stress or a specific personality. Not all of us can be the same stress-wise. Okay, I may be more stressed than you, and you may be even more stressed than me. However, we all of us can try and find this way to manage our stress. These people have found it. Maybe they're also genetically, wired like that. They don't really give, I don't want to use that word, that it starts with an F. They don't give that. They don't care too much. Okay? They live a simpler life and they're not stressed for things that probably others stress about. Of course, diet is important for them as well. We're not forgetting the Mediterranean lifestyle, Mediterranean diet. But up to this point, we've been talking about things other than the diet. The diet is also one part of the story. And what is their diet? It's mainly based on agricultural products. That's what they produce. This is cheaper for them. They know what they eat. It's fresh. It's right there. And they consume it seasonally. Seasonally means what? Tomatoes are produced in real life here in the Mediterranean region only in the summer. So you don't eat tomatoes, you should not be eating tomatoes in the winter. So when they have the tomatoes, they use them. If they cannot use all of them, then they turn them into tomato sauce, tomato paste, and they keep it to use it in the winter. They use this ariston. You shouldn't go to the extremes. You shouldn't eat too much, you shouldn't eat too little. You shouldn't eat too much meat, probably you shouldn't eat too much of anything. Okay, even if it's good, too much of anything is bad. Moderation is part of these people's lives. And of course, company and socialization, and we will discuss that also in a minute. Another important thing about this area of the world is their daily routine. In most areas around the Mediterranean region, up until 10-15 years ago, people started working early in the morning, very early, mainly because here the weather is almost year-round mild, so you can wake up in the morning, start working, and then around 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30 or 3, they would stop, they would go back, they would have the main meal of the day in the middle of the day, all of them, the family, then they would take a nap, half an hour, and then they would go back to the fields or back to their offices, back to their stores, and continue working. Midday naps have been shown to probably be very healthy, good for you. However, it's a little unclear how long you should be sleeping during the day in order to have positive consequences. Right now, the data suggests that it's probably okay to have a short nap, 20, 30, 40 minutes. If this is the case, then the data suggests that this is healthy. If you sleep an hour or 2 in the middle of the day, this has been associated with not so good outcomes. We don't know why, but what these people have been doing is these short naps in the middle of the day, either going back or even in the fields if they were working far away from home. So midday naps was is another secret, let's say, quote unquote, of those people. Alcohol consumption. Almost everybody, all the adults in the Mediterranean region, that they were allowed to drink alcohol or they liked it, they would consume 1 or 2 glasses of wine with every meal of the day except of breakfast. Okay, every meal meaning in the middle of the day with their main meal, and also towards the end of the day. The wine was in moderation for many reasons. First of all, because it was not cheap, and secondly, because you don't feel well if you drink too much. And that's why you also, I'm talking to my students here, I keep telling you that if you want to drink, then you should always make sure that you maintain control. If you lose control, then that means that you drank too much. Now, is it healthy to drink? Well, drinking in moderation has been part of the Mediterranean life and lifestyle for hundreds and hundreds of years. Greeks had even a god of wine, Dionysus, okay, and that was over 2,500 years ago, 3,000 years ago. So it's been around for a long time. And it has been associated in many, many studies with positive outcomes for your health. However, lately we've had large data, large studies to suggest that maybe alcohol is not that good for you as we thought in the past. Nevertheless, if you really look at the data, you can find data to suggest that nothing that we eat is good for you, and it might kill you. So you have to decide how you do what you do, what you eat, how you sleep, how you do everything else in life. And in this case, what I would suggest is if you like alcohol, you can have it in moderation. If you don't like alcohol, don't start drinking alcohol in order to have, positive health outcomes. But if you like alcohol, I think that it's okay to just have a little bit with your meal and with company. And now we're coming to this next part, which is social groups and common interests. One of the most important factors that we find in studies all over the world for a long and healthy life is to develop and maintain healthy social connections. In other words, have friends, have family, have good friends with you. Go out with your good friends and enjoy a good glass of wine. Go with your friends and talk about your problems. Have the social support. Receive the social support and provide social support. This has been shown to be extremely important, and these people have that. They are always connected. Of course, some people don't like other people, so in that case, they're not together. But they have friends, they go out with their friends, they party with them, as we did last night, and they are having a good time. Did they know that this is very important for your health? No, they didn't. They've been doing it because that's how they like it. But it has been proven to be one of their health secrets. Let's see what else. Companionship and avoidance of isolation. The worst thing you can do when you're getting older is to be alone, not have friends, and drink alone in your house, thinking of the things that you should have been doing when you were younger. That's the secret to die quickly and a very terrible death. On the other hand, if you maintain your companionship, if your wife, your husband is still alive, it's great. It's been shown that these people, these couples that we are together and they're having a good time, that helps a lot for their health and longevity in the future. If your wife or husband dies, okay, you can find another one, no problem, there are many around. If you don't want to find another one, then find a friend and find a good friend to spend your days, or more than one, spend your days and nights with them. And that's what these people have been doing. Strong family ties. Why is it important to have strong family ties? Because it can help you. These people are both in their 90s and they're very proud of their ancestors. And this is the same lady who is here very happy with her great-grandson. Okay, they're still together, they don't live there, but when they go and they visit very often, etc., they have a strong family ties. Now, what if I don't like my mother? What if I don't like my father or my sister or my kids? Then don't be together. We said that even more important than being connected socially with people is to be stress-free. So if it stresses me to be with someone that, he's my family, I shouldn't be with them. If I don't like them, why would you be with them? Just because you're family and you have to? Who cares? Just if you don't like them, that's okay, find someone else that you like to. But if you like your family and your family can provide this support, many people in this area of the world, mostly because of strong family ties, but also for financial reasons, they stay together for a long, long time. Okay, so this is what they found in this study from these people. And then these findings, they became known in the general in the scientific literature, and then slowly these people that they developed the Mediterranean diet pyramid, they changed it and they added one more part here, the Mediterranean diet pyramid. So now the diet pyramid doesn't have only food, it has also dancing and social life and physical activity, the way we discussed it before. It has conviviality, people eating together, preparing meals together, having a good time together. it has companionship, and it has play. It also has wine, it has water. So, okay, these are still foods, but these are not food. So why is this still called Mediterranean diet pyramid? This is not a diet pyramid. This is a lifestyle pyramid. It's a Mediterranean lifestyle pyramid. So this pyramid could be probably changed to something like that to make it a little more, sense. And in fact, this pyramid, which describes a healthy lifestyle, is considered healthy, and it can give you a long and healthy life. What does it have? Belong. We didn't talk about spirituality here. Many of these people are very religious. You don't have to be religious, but it's good if you believe in something. Okay, and this is very obvious here. But belong means that family, friends, loving relations with your peers, with your friends and family. Eating wisely, right outlook about life, okay, be optimistic, have a purpose in life, be the person that we described before, and move. Move naturally. Don't go to the gym if you don't want to. Go around, spend as much time as possible under the sun. Go to the forest as we did this morning with the students. Breathe and listen to nature. Just be part of the nature. All of these things will give you the positive, these healthy and good consequences of the Mediterranean lifestyle. So let's listen to Mr. Nikolakis again and try to now, knowing what these people have been doing, let's listen to him and let's discuss a little bit what is it exactly that he is telling us. What's his outlook about life, and how do all of these things that we discussed before fit with what he said to us? Not to us, I didn't take this one, but so he's turning 90. The guy tells him, I hope you live to 1,000. He says, why would they live to be 1,000? Life has
ποτέ να μην παρακαλείς για να αποδικαιράσεις. Γιατί όποιο και αν έχεις δίπλα σου, άσχημα θα περάσει.
Why would you grow very old and not have the ability to help yourself and to maintain a good quality of life? He's happy. Why is he happy? He works every day. No stress. What's his philosophy? This simple and nice person. He says, I'm happy. Is he rich and super rich, etc.? He's 90 years old. He's working, but he's very happy. He has nobody to control him. He's stress-free. He has children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And the guy told him, oh, you're 90 years old. I hope you become 1,000 years. Why would I become 1,000 years old? When I cannot take care of myself, then I don't want to live any longer. But now I'm happy, and I will continue doing this for as long as I can. And in the end, he said, God helps us all. When the time comes, you will die. Well, that's okay. But in the meantime, you have lived the way he did. So, live Mediterranean, live well, but also die well. Okay? This is a simple schematic showing the quality of life to the left and the years down at the bottom. So the quality of life usually in most of us is very good at the beginning of your life, the first 20, 30 years, and then it starts going down the drain after your 30 or 40 year birthday. And it goes all the way down, and after a certain point, unfortunately, this part of your life is not fun at all. You cannot do much. Sometimes you're also in bed. You cannot take care of yourself, and then one day, ta-da, you die. This is one way to do it, but there's another way of doing it. Following all of these things that these people are doing, you probably can become like him. He's 90 years old and his quality of life is still up here. 90 years old, he goes on his donkey, he does everything, he produces for his life. He doesn't need any support. He can do it all himself. Okay, so you are even up here, you're 90 years old, you're functioning great, and then, ta-da, one night, you're dead. After he has worked hard, he went out with friends, he drank, maybe he went back home, he had sex with his wife, and he died. What else? Isn't that the best you can have? So, two ways to do it. Number one and number two. I would go with number two. So, let's summarize a little bit. My students know that I don't like long presentations because if someone is suffering through a presentation for more than 40-45 minutes, then this is something that they carry for the rest of their lives as a negative thing. So you cannot really learn for more than 45 minutes. So I would like to stop here and just give you, because I'm talking to my students, give you a few take-home messages from what we discussed today. Our goal in life is wellness. Being healthy is not good enough anymore. Being healthy means not being sick. This is not enough. You need to be well. And well means what this person, Mr. Nikolakis, was. Happy, children, grandchildren, working, all of these things that he said. It wasn't only that he was not sick. He said, I'm happy because I have all of these things. This is wellness. That's what we are looking for. We can achieve this wellness probably by living a healthy lifestyle. And the Mediterranean lifestyle is one of those healthy lifestyles. There are probably others. I'm not going to talk about those today, maybe in a future webinar, but this is a proven way of a proven lifestyle. We don't know exactly why these people are living long and healthy lives, but we know they do. So we better follow their example. My presentation keeps going to the end. You know, someone wants to finish that as soon as possible. All lifestyle factors affect our health. It's not only the Mediterranean diet. It's not only diet. It's all of them. Which one of those factors is more important? Diet, sleep, stress, alcohol. All of them, they're equally important. I'm not going to try and find which one is more important. I will try and work on all of them at the same time. In fact, it's best to be okay in most of them, meaning not perfect in any of them, than being perfect in one or two and neglect completely the others. That's the worst thing you can do. Many people right now, especially in the Western world, they fall for this terrible way of taking care of their lives. So they focus on one thing, a certain diet, a miracle diet, or a certain workout routine, or a certain meditation, and they do it ad nauseum, neglecting the other parts. That's the worst thing you can do and I would advise you not to do it. Okay, I'm finishing up. Hold on, sir. Give me one more chance. Okay. Why is the Mediterranean lifestyle a good one to follow? It's not only because it has been shown to be healthy and good. It's also because it's very easy to follow and it's fun to follow. The Mediterranean lifestyle does not prohibit anything. You can do everything as part of the Mediterranean lifestyle. However, when we say everything, means everything. You should exercise, you should also drink if you want, but you should also get some rest. You should also have your friends. You should also do this, you should also do that. Okay, but you can do anything you want. We're not a strict society. All the societies around the Mediterranean region, they're not strict societies. And especially the Mediterranean area around Greece is even a more relaxed atmosphere and a more relaxed way of living, a more relaxed lifestyle. Fun. The Mediterranean diet is one of the richest and also easier to do and very tasty. So it's easy to do it. You just need to put your mind into it and try to become Mr. Nikolakis. So I've been thinking about it and I have started becoming Mr. Nikolakis. The first thing I did is that I will do is that I will buy a donkey. And then I will try to do all the other things. I think the donkey is going to be the easiest one of all the others. So I thank you very much for your attention, and we can take a few questions, and we will be taking also questions from the people that are watching us over YouTube. So thank you very much again. So we have approximately 5 minutes. Are there any questions from the audience here? From my students? 2 points bonus for your students, because I will go straight to the internet. Speak up, I cannot hear you. Exactly. That's a good question, and actually it's one of the questions that it's coming from the internet. So the question was, okay, we talked about Mediterranean diet and we discussed many other issues about the life here, but in terms of the Mediterranean diet, if you cannot find these foods anywhere else in the world where you live, how you can follow this Mediterranean diet? Excellent question. 2 points, remind me to give those to you. There's an easy way to do it, and very stress-free way to do it. Just change the oil, the type of oil that you're using. You can find good quality olive oil now anywhere in the world. It maybe costs a little more, but you can use just a little less oil in general. But changing your oil from any type of oil that you're using to olive oil, it will be a huge step towards adopting a healthy Mediterranean diet. Other than that, the fruits and vegetables are everywhere. They're not only in the Mediterranean region. You just have to go and find it. Spend a little time to find ways to make them tasty and good for you. You can do that. You just need to spend a little more time. But I don't have time. But you do have time. Yesterday you spent 2 hours on YouTube and the internet. You do have time. You just need to start using your time also for things that might be good for you. Yes. Say it again. Yeah. So another good question is, okay, maybe, you know, here the climate is nice, is warm, maybe is mild. People can walk outside, they can walk in the sun, which is also another proven way to decrease stress and also protect people from depression and other kinds of psychiatric diseases of this sort. But what about if you live in an area that there's not much sun, that the weather is harsh, etc.? How can you do it? Well, you just put on another layer of clothes and you go out. It's just an excuse that it's cold outside. In fact, it's easier to go outside if it's cold. You just get one layer more than if it's hot. Hot, what are you going to do about it? But it's just excuses. You know, you need to find a way to do it. Now, of course, one reason why people here are so mobile, etc., is because the weather is what it is. So if you don't like where you are in this not as nice climate, etc., move to Leros. Everything in moderation. Even the questions that you're asking. So everything in moderation, so we should not go to extremes, that was the question. Well, even moderation should be in moderation. You cannot be always in moderation, okay? Sometimes you will go to the extremes. If it's under a safe environment, you could go to the extremes also. So moderation means a little bit of everything most of the time. Okay, we're humans. There's too much pressure on us right now, on humans, to be perfect humans, perfect fathers, perfect husbands, perfect workers, perfect this, perfect that. That's too much pressure. We don't need to be perfect on anything. A little bit of everything, just to be okay in most things, I think it's fine. That's my personal, you don't have to follow it, but. Any other questions? There are many questions from the internet. However, we will have to find another occasion to do that. We will have to stop our presentation here. I want to thank you all again for coming. I would like to thank everybody over the internet for attending, and I hope to see you again soon in some other occasion, either online or live. In fact, in a week, we'll be in Thessaloniki for a conference there, so perhaps I'll see many of you there. So, have a good night or day wherever you are, and thank you again for attending.